Now, the regular season is over, and every position matters more. Welcome to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where the Smokin Thunder Arca Rookie Series presented by Benny's Premium Coatings begins its championship chase under the lights in the Nevada desert. The margin of error gets even smaller, the pressure gets bigger, and for the drivers still fighting for a championship, tonight is where the road to the title truly begins. Las Vegas is fast, unforgiving, and built for side-by-side racing. And with a championship on the line, maybe tonight we'll even get treated to the rarest sight of all, a clean race from start to finish. Stranger things have happened in Vegas. The chase starts now. Let's go racing, folks. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's a pleasure to be your host, as always, on behalf of the Smokin Thunder Arca Rookie Series, on behalf of DSRN. I'm your host, iRacing, taking you from green to checkered flag. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid and the order in which we'll see the drivers take to it. It'll be Paul Dirk and Timothy Watson on that first row. Looking further back, it's going to be Colin Swanson and the Sea Bears lining up with Jesse Fox. After Fox, it's Scott Drost and Jonathan Kibbe in the number 13. Following Kibbe, Chad Ashley and Cody Deek. He's obsessed with someone. Cody Kassler and Brandon Biddy in that number 2. Following Biddy, it's Jordan Kibbe and Brandon Castellone. Anthony Bissell and Tanner Honeycutt round out row number 7. Row number 8 belongs out to Cody Baumeister and Mark Ouellette. After Ouellette, it's going to be Dwayne Pierce and Frank Ranger. Ranger following is going to be Trevor Banks and Shane Hatfield. That will round out the 20 drivers taking to the chase tonight. As we get rearing and ready to go around Nevada, I want to extend my gratitude and thanks to everybody watching live now or in the future. Let's go racing around the 1.5 mile track that was opened in 1996, located, of course, in Vegas. Tri-oval configuration here with an asphalt surface with banking up to 20 degrees in the turn and 9 to 12 degrees down the straightaway, folks. Pace truck pulls in, leaving Paul Dirk and Tim Watson on the front row. Into the restart zone, Dirk waits until the absolute last second before taking off, and he can't leave Tim Watson behind. Watson actually has the drive and the charge coming out of the first banking. Give Paul Dirk a big squeeze there. The drivers go door to door down to the apron. Paul Dirk leaves enough room for racing. The 22 watches on in horror as the racing unfolds in front of him. What about further back? The 57, the 42. They're exchanging paint a little bit as well, but not wanting to get involved with the lead pack battle. Looking at Scott Drost, Jesse Fox, and the number 14 in the background. That will be Cody Kassler getting involved with none other than Brandon Biddy in that number 2. Jesse Fox up the road now. Caught up in the mix in the number 57. Getting up and involved with P3. There will be a change for the lead as Paul Dirk trickles back. The 54 goes down low past the apron even, trying to get an overtake on the 42 of Drost, but to no avail. 22 chases down the 26. That's Watson and Swanson. Not get them mixed up here, but they will be nose to tail for now. And the Misfits pulls out the fast lap of the race last time by, so a pretty heroic run for him, but will he keep that up throughout the stint, or will he fall down and fail at the end of it? 3 abreast, and the M&M's machine Down to the low line, the number 42 of Scott Droz getting the best run of them all tonight. One position game, but that's not really indicative of the whole story up at the front, as it's been fast and fierce. Drivers have been pushing their hearts out all evening long, and it's only been the beginning of tonight's event. .22 of Colin Swanson's getting sucked up by Paul Dirk and Jonathan Kibbe. And look at Biddy making moves right now. He's down low and watching in the wings, waiting to get an opportunity done on the 76 of Cody Deek. Cody Deek from Oath Racing. Been running very well up until the chase, and hopefully that run can continue during it. And we'll have to see what's happening going on back here between the 99 and the 88. That'll be Bissell getting through on Baumeister. The 99 done and dusted, or the 88, I think not, as we get through turn number 2. They'll continue their side-by-side run, but Baumeister has the outside line and the momentum to carry it through to the very end. Up ahead, Colin Swanson and Paul Dirk exchange a little bit of blows, but look at this. Colin Swanson diving down to the low side of the 57 on the beginning of the pack, and I think this might be a move that could be well and alive, especially when Jesse Fox, the misfit, makes a mistake like that. By giving a clatter with the barriers, that'll hurt his momentum all the way down to 2, and he doesn't even fight for the position. Opens the door wide open, enough for 2 cars to squeeze in, and maybe that's the move. Let the 42 and the 22 duke it out over the real estate, and then he can resume the momentum and drive back behind Tim Watson in the 26. .13 of Kibbe from the Sea Bears up to 5th position. Chad Ashley doing things well. Gained 3 on his drive so far. Kibbe crosses over the apron again, and I'm sure eventually he'll run into track limits violations for those. As long as you're keeping 2 lines on the painted white line, you should be okay. 3 wide in the background between the 76, the 13, and Cody Deek, the 76, getting involved in 3 wide. Coming through turn number 3 all the way out. It will be a lick of the wall there for the number 13. Kibbe covers off any attacks from the 43, excuse me. Paul Durr, who's stumbled down to 8th position. Someone grab a walker for the old man and help him get back up. He's falling and he can't get up. Colin Swanson up ahead, and Jesse Fox sandwiched between each other, and they make this one look easy, going at 180 miles an hour through the apex of turn number 4. The drivers, oh no, the 54. Chad Ashley is going to pick up the 14 in that one. Cody Kassler, and that'll be the first incident of the race, and everybody knows Sharice's favorite saying of the race. Meatballs are handed out, and it looks like Jonathan Kibbe being the first meatball to be given tonight. And Jonathan Kibbe with a little worse for wear right now, tumbling down pit road. Take a look here and see what happened to Chad Ashley, Cody Kessler, and how the crash unfolded. So there's the 13, seeing the battle unfold in front of him, and then gets a little loose himself, picks up the 54 actually, and then the 14 picks him up, and that'll be the result of the meatball flag. Cheers for the 26 of Timothy Watson in chat. That'll be from Tom Wooten. Cheering on Mr. Watson and the number 26, who's running in P2, right where he started this race. Did take a pit stop here on lap 12, and the only one who hasn't is going to be Baumeister. Everybody else coming in on lap 12 and or lap 13. Chad Ashley making his trip down pit road right now. See if we can look on board with Biddy here and see how bad the carnage was up in the high side. Wasn't too bad there for Biddy. He was able to avoid all the carnage in the background. And what about for Kibbe? How bad was it for him? Just the tightest of touches there to the 54. And that's what's going to send the whole situation awry. Excuse me, marbles in my mouth. Despite being the causation of the accident, Kibbe still runs up in the top 6 right now for the Sea Bears. Not the top Sea Bear, as that belongs to Colin Swanson right now, the number 22. Here we go, down the front stretch, across the stripes, and across the dice. Single file line? I think not. Colin Swanson and Timothy Watson want to exchange blows, and a big pinch job given from the 22 into the 88. 26 getting squeezed like no other. Now Tim Watson giving the big squeeze right back to Colin Swanson. The 88 wants nothing to do with this conversation. Cody Baumeister sees the writing on the wall and staying well and out of the way. 42 giving a little push and draft to the number 22 of Colin Swanson, and having to check up is going to be M&M's 42 of Scott Drost. Here's the look on Kibbe right now, and he's battling with a buddy of Brandon Biddy. They won't be in the same team, but they will be battle buddies, that's for sure, on the racetrack. The Walmart sponsored car of Scott Drost in the number 42 right up the road. Colin Swanson as well. Here comes the charge, the choo-choo train from the 13. What can Swanson do to defend? He's going to throw everything he has at bumping and baiting between Scott Drost and Cody Baumeister, and Baumeister goes low, and they go both below the apron and pirouette in synchronization. Holy smokes. And that will bring out the pace car, folks. That was another big one. So the 88 tries to cover off Swanson, and it was just a little move, a little too late. And look at this beautiful synchronized spin. Nobody joining me with the synchronized music. Thank you very much. Absolutely beautiful recovery from both drivers. They both stay on the lead lap despite having that big incident, and I think resulting in minimal, if not any damage. I mean, of course, Cody Baumeister was up at the front of the field and now has to catch back up with old rubbers as well. But he still has an opportunity to do something on the racetrack tonight by staying on the lead lap. Pit stop party for Colin Swanson, Chad Ashley, and Cody Baumeister, but up ahead for Timothy Watson. He'll inherit the lead. Timothy Watson's car, obviously sponsored by Lisa's Tax Financial Services. Good looking paint scheme for the number 26 out there on the racetrack tonight. Let's see if he can lead us when it matters most, the final lap of the event. Drivers getting squared up, Noah's Ark style. This will get us ready for the restart. Las Vegas is one of those mile-and-a-half tracks where momentum can make all the difference. And the banking here gives drivers confidence, but the lap still depends on keeping the car balanced from entry to exit. With all the multiple grooves, gives driver chances to search for speed as the run develops, but that might compromise them and their momentum. We've seen it happen before where moving around has thwarted any momentum gained in the previous corner, but we have seen it succeed also in later stages of the run. Now, we're still early in this race, 21 of 40 so far in the stage. Not even at the quarter way mark, or we just got to the quarter way mark of this event just now. Pace truck is in, and Timothy Watson's going to control the field now, and into the restart zone we go. Green, and Watson takes off at the first sight of daylight. He'll pull out a great gap behind to Scott Dross, nearly half a second on the shotgun pull. And the 42 can't do anything to catch back up just yet. Trying to get a little bit of pushing and shoving from behind from Brandon Biddy or Jonathan Kibbe, but I don't think that's going to happen this time around. Here comes the 13 of Kibbe, trying to give a little push to the side of Brandon Biddy, charging to get a little bit of real estate on the exit of turn number 4, leaving 13 vulnerable to the 76 of Cody Cody Deek is who it is. Battles throughout the field and 2 by further down the order. All the way from Anthony Bissell and Tanner Honeycutt down the order, the drivers refuse to remain single file line. Brandon Biddy, that last time by, finds the fast lap of the event, 29.91, but he tries to use that speed to get around Scott Drost. Gets a hip check, and thank you. And tries to come back on Drost, but Drost is there to close the door on Biddy. Oh no, there's a big one. The 17 up into the wall. The 10 of Tanner Honeycutt being involved in this one, and Frank Ranger, the 73, excuse me. So here's the 3 wide beginning. Bissell is the one down low, and the number 99 for the Zip Tie Bandits. Well, let's see how this unfolds. It will be going up into the wall, and then the squeeze from Frank Ranger in the 73, marked as the 17, will send them together and glued up into the apron. Let's see if we can talk to Tanner Honeycutt and see how his race is going so far. Hey, Tanner, this is Sauger over in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy, brother?
Yeah.
Hey, brother, just wanted to check in and see how you're feeling.
Kind of annoyed. That was a terrible restart for the guy in front of me, and there's 3 laps. He could not get the high line to go, apparently, and I had nowhere to go. And it's fine. I don't think we got much damage, so we're race home.
Absolutely. You know, looking at it from the rear, from the front cam, it doesn't look like there is much damage. So I wanted to give you that at least vote of confidence that, you know, it looked like it was a big one, but it wasn't that dramatic at the end of the day. Both of you guys came to a stop, did what you had to do, and you're still in the fight right now in the top 10. So keep your head up, right, Tanner?
Oh, yeah. We still got we got 10 laps left to the stage.
And a long way left to go till the end of the race as well. Any strategies or any foresight predictions going into the final 25 laps or so?
The low line seems to be saving a lot more tire. Especially on restarts, I can feel the difference between the guys up front that have been racing really, really hard. So I'm going to keep running low and probably try to sneak out a top 5 if possible.
Well, good luck to you. Anybody you want to shout out or anybody you want to thank before we go green, Tanner?
Shout out Cody, Oath Racing, Lycan Forge 3D, OT, and Red Dragon.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Tanner. Appreciate you and indulging me. And don't forget about Cody Deek. We'll talk to you next, buddy. We'll be right back. Good luck, guys.
Yes, sir.
Great to talk to and great to check in with the teams. One of the privileges we have here at the Digital Racing Sports Network is the ability to pull people in and talk to pit lanes. And while we have a brief moment, thank you very much to all the admins behind the scenes for making all of that possible. Whether you're part of race control or whether you're setting up servers or making schedules and graphics and logos for the league, thank you very much for everything y'all do to support the Smokin' Thunder Rookie Series, presented by Biddy's Premium Coatings. And speaking of which, let's go racing. And there goes Tim Watson, nose up into the air with how much horsepower he's putting down. And Biddy is ready to take advantage of the slight open door. Watson's wiggling that wheel from the high down to the low. And we heard what Honeycutt said. He wants to stay down low. He thinks that tire conservation means the most down there. Here comes Drost on Kibby. On exit of 4 through the dog leg. 42 is there. Now carries momentum. Can he get a door along the inside of Biddy as well? No, he's got his own battle to fight. That's with the 13 of Kibby. Cody Kassler and Cody Deek, the 14 and the 76, wheel to wheel right now. Both drivers coming in on lap 12. In fact, the entire field coming in on lap 12, other than 2 drivers, Chad Ashley and Bomeister, both in on 19. Biddy there barges his way to the front with Tim Watson being the victim, but Tim Watson with the quick hands, holy smokes, catches the car and saves it. Holy smokes, what a save. Tim Watson with the quick hands, unbelievable catch. Got the replay loaded up of that one. That's going to be one to keep. And the caution is out. The caution is out. And a few cars go off there. See if we can get the replay of Biddy trying to slot in front of Tim Watson, but Watson trying to cover that off down low. That's been Biddy's favorable run too, going super low, and he stays low. Watson opens the door from AWR. Now the pinch from AWR comes back, but Biddy's there occupying that real estate. And AWR able to catch it. Tim Watson with hands, unbelievable hands. It sounds a little weird when I say it like that. Unbelievable quick hands. And let's see what happened to cause the caution here. And just as the yellow flag was getting called, there'll be a couple drivers clattering with the barriers, and 42 goes down low, and that'll be the start of it. And the 43 picks up, and whoa, we've got cars upside down. Holy smokes. Trevor Banks being one of them. Oh my goodness. Here comes Banks in the number 30. Let's actually go on board and see what happens here. So Banks is running okay, sees the car go down, and then the checkup begins. And he's caught in the concertina, tries to avoid it, and then goes just upside down. Holy Toledo. Biddy's still out in front of this one. Even trying to push it in front of the pace car. I must say, that was a beautiful move from Biddy at the end of the day. The way he set that one up, sold the dummy to Tim Watson, kept to the inside line, went for the move, made it stick, and Tim Watson had no idea that Biddy was even there. That's how good of a move that was. Just unbelievable. So hats off there to Biddy, and there's a reason why he's our championship leader coming into the chase. Ready to go racing again. Biddy and Watson back on the front row. Watson where he wants to be. Honeycutt not where he wants to be, on the high side. He'll dive low sooner rather than later. I can only imagine so. There goes Biddy to defend. No, he doesn't defend. He leaves the door wide open for Watson to take it. What is going on? Watson drives him to the high side all the way and doors him for good measure. Watson back up into the lead. Biddy being complicit here on lap 1, perhaps thinking about conserving his tires early on in this race. We'll have to find out what his strategy call is. Watson chases down Biddy. Honeycutt now in front of Watson. Bissell there in the background as well, running in 4th place, up 9 positions for the 99 right now. Not too shabby of a run. Cody Bowmeister tumbles down the order and loses more than a few. He's all the way down into P11 now. That was a quick fall of things for the Bowmeister. What about Paul Dirk, one of the drivers that was leading the race at one point in time, the number 43 Toyota machine? Look at Biddy fall back into P3, slot right into the sandwich between Timothy Watson and Anthony Bissell. We're gonna need a little mayo on this sandwich, so make sure that he can slide in there nice and smooth, because that is a tight gap. A little bit of a wiggle there in the background from Paul Dirk as he got loose coming out of 2 into 3. Dirk to the down low inside groove. That's where Honeycutt gave us the scoop, where drivers could be faster and conserve their tires. Biddy getting a little loose on exit. Bowmeister having an off track down low. Hopefully that doesn't trigger a caution, and it does. And that'll be our 5th caution right on lap 40. So stage win going Honeycutt's way. Let's go ahead and catch up with Honeycutt, who I'm sure whose attitude is turned right around. Tanner Honeycutt didn't want to surprise you. Hopefully caught you at a good time coming down the back stretch.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Man, I bet that frown of yours is turned upside down now.
Well, I wish I was the checkered flag and not a caution flag.
But still, stage points, right, for the chase?
Yep.
All right, come on.
Especially needing them way down in 15th.
Come on, you gotta give me a little something, Mr. Honeycutt. Give me a little love. Give me a hoorah or something.
There you
No.
go. Because that was definitely a heart pounder.
Hey, man, what a great
And I
battle
blew through my
there up
pit
at the
stop.
front. Talk to us about it the way you see it.
Well, like I was saying to you a couple minutes ago, it felt like the car was. I'm fairly quick here anyway. I think they just fought way too much and kind of put themselves in a position where someone that was kind of just relaxing in the back for the whole stage really can just come by on fresh tires and pass them.
Now, how do you plan on executing a similar strategy for the second half of this race?
Well, I just blew through my pit stall, so I definitely lost first. But it's kind of a good thing. I want them to fight as much as they can, and I'm just going to keep running the bottom and save tires to the end. And if a late caution comes out, it'd be even better.
That sounds like a good call there. While we have the Oath Racing team, we'll go ahead and talk to Cody Deek, if that's okay. The pilot of the 76 just made his pit stop on lap 41. Deek, how have you been running so far?
It was a great race until you got put into the wall. Kind of seen it coming. I called it out at the restart that I had a feeling he was going to do it. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we needed points tonight and went from having a good stage to getting nothing from the stage and now having to burn a quick repair.
But still, playing the team game has to be something that you're proud of at the end of the day, right? I mean, working together and still being there for your teammate has to still speak volumes to character, right, Deke?
Yeah, well, I'm definitely I'm happy for Tanner. I don't want to take anything away from that, but
Oh, no.
we kind of talked a little bit before the race and basically, papaya rules, we're on our own, but just make sure if we're around each other, we play it safe. We don't want to wreck each other out.
Love to hear it. You guys are one of the most competitive teams out there, and I love to see you guys run in any series you guys have been a part in. So, Cody D, who do you want to shout out, or who do you want to thank here before we wrap things up and we go green?
Tanner on that stage win, Oath Racing, Ulti Energy, Lycan Forge 3D, and Red Dragon.
Thanks, Cody D. Thank you very much, Tanner Honeycutt. Good luck to you both. Take care. Tanner Honeycutt and Cody Deek, both pilots from Oath Racing. And we're back to green here. There's a little late start there from Jonathan Kibbe, but good enough to leave the old man Paul Dirk behind. Paul Dirk starting in P2 on the restart, but quickly losing it to Timothy Watson from AWR. Anthony Bissell in that number 99 in the Zip Tie Bandits. Obviously a showstopper of a vehicle as always. And there's a big one in the background. And who's involved in that one? Deke is involved, or Deke is able to avoid it in the 76. Oulette Honeycutt involved in that one. How did this one unfold? Here's Oulette in the 88. Big lockup there. Honeycutt. What happened to Honeycutt? Getting the commentators' curse to everybody tonight. Curse him coming down pit lane. Now curse him on the restart as well. The 42 comes to the inside, gives him the tiniest of touches, and that'll spin him round and begin the concertina effect with the number 10. Frank Ranger stuck with a meatball flag. Cody Deek is able to come down pit road to get some damage repaired. So is Jesse Fox, Drost, Honeycutt, and Oulette. Trying to see if we can talk to Timothy Watson, but I'm not seeing him in race control. We'll skip Watson. Oh no, Deke misses his box. Deke misses his box. Let's see. We have Paul, the old man Dirk, I do believe. Go ahead and talk to Papa Dirk. Hey, Paul Dirk, just wanted to check in with you here from the broadcast booth, if that's okay.
Yeah, not a problem.
How are you running out there, old man? Currently running in third. You started in first. A bit of a roller coaster ride for you out there. Talk to us about your perspective and how things have been going.
Yeah, I had a little bit of glitch there, and then when I went in to get my fast repair, I had my right side tires still on, so I took a set of tires, so I'm having to nurse set here for a while.
Oh, man. Well, you've been doing a heck of a job nursing that set home right now, coming in on lap 41. What's your plan for the rest of the stage now?
Get to at least lap 55 and just try to stay in the top 10, and then that last run, give her hell.
Right on, Paul. Anybody you want to shout out or anybody you want to thank, sir?
Yeah, thank you guys for broadcasting. My teammate, Cody. Maybe we can do something here tonight, and Smokin Thunder League.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate you, and good luck out there.
Okay, thank you.
Love to hear from the drivers. Can't get enough of it. Hopefully they don't mind that I do annoy them with questions. Ready to go racing. Green, green, green. Jonathan Kibbe takes off again on that high line. But does he stay there coming through the first corner? He drops down low and consumes it. Drops in front of Timothy Watson from AWR. Paul, the old man Dirk, trying to nurse those set of tires down to the last 10 laps, but sitting in P3, he might have to get a little punchy out there. Looking right now at Jonathan Kibbe and the Sea Bears. Paul, the old man Dirk, losing a little bit of ground potentially to the likes of Bissell around the outside, just like two Trailer Park Girls. They're trying to go around the outside. Anthony Bissell making that one work. And casting his net and catching nothing but fish out there. Here we go, side by side between the 30 and the 54. Chad Ashley and Trevor Banks now slipping back. Banks is, and he has to duke it out with Cody Kassler in the number 14. Up ahead, Bissell and Biddy wheel to wheel. And a blinking number 13 of Jonathan Kibbe leaves the drivers a little concerned for their safety. But they're managing to do all right on the here and now. All the way up into the barrier for the number 13. He clatters doors with the yellow paint. And now he'll have to use that momentum that he's got remaining to try to get around Brandon Biddy. No slouch. I mean, he is the championship leader for a reason. Now Biddy gives up the position, though, and slots into third. Paul, the old man Dirk, in fourth. Still managing to stave off the attacks of Anthony Bissell and the Zip Tie Bandits. Chad Ashley, Trevor Banks, Cody Kassler, Brandon Castole. All running single file line, but a little argy-barginess right here between Ashley and the 54. and Trevor Banks in his number 30. They're going to go side by side and try to consume up their tires in hopes for greener pastures later on in the race. But with 28 laps left to go, it's going to be a quick and fast, furious dive to the end. Kibby and Biddy exchange their positions down the back stretch. The 13 still maintains lead in front of the number 2. But the real lead belongs to Timothy Watson in AWR. The 1430 driver is ahead by 0.3 of a second. Kibby and Biddy across the stripe side by side, leaving the 43 to watch on and wait. Paul Dirk watching on, has a lot of momentum, tries to go down low on Biddy, and Biddy leaves the door open for the old man to cut through, but the old man can't get the get up and go done. Like the horse, he's a little slow to get out of bed in the morning. Biddy and Kibby, again, good teammates, going wheel to wheel right now as they exchange blows here in the Arca Rookie Series. They don't look like rookies to me, not anymore, not after this inaugural season. Bissell in the background, getting caught up in the mix right now, has the 54 to help him out. Drag all the way down back straight. Bissell involved with Kostolek. Paul Dirk involved in his own trouble with Cody Castle. Look at this 2x2 battle. The 13 of Kibby, Trevor Banks in the 30, Cody Castle in the 14, and then the 43 of Paul Dirk. Biddy and, Kibby and Trevor Banks as the tower reorders itself. We haven't seen much of this man right here throughout this race, but look at the gains right now for the number 30. .22 caught up in the middle, and a tight touch there for the number 30 sends him down pit road up into the barriers, and that will bring out the next caution. See how this all unfolded on board with Banks. And just a tight touch there, a hip check sends him down pit road, and he'll gather up a meatball flag for that incident. Flurry of drivers come down pit road. Brandon Castello is the one to stay out. And on the rejoin, Tim Watson is the driver in front. Then Jonathan Kibbe, Brandon Biddy, Scott Dross, Cody Kassler, Paul Dirk with the new set of boots finally. I'm sure he'll be thankful about that. The lucky dog being handed out to Kibbe. Where is Jesse Fox in the Misfits? The 57 down in 17th position. And Frank Ranger running for Animal Racing up 4 positions. Let's go ahead and talk to Frank. Hey Frank, this is Sauger in the broadcast booth. Just wanted to check in if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, that'd be great.
Hey Frank, how's your race been running up until this point? Just wanted to check in with you. You're up 4 positions right now. It's been a quiet race for you in the number 17, hasn't it?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I mean, I get up in the front and I thought I got hit, but I must have hit the wall a little bit and threw me out. And I'm just taking it easy now. 20 laps to go, fresh tires, full tank of gas. I'm ready to go.
Right on. Now, plan, consistency, pace, grit. What is it that you've got that's going to send you to the front?
Patience.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. All right. Before we go green, Frank, who'd you like to shout out and who'd you like to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank you for the broadcasting, and the league and all my sponsors, myself, RCC, W, and JS Designs for awesome paint.
Thanks, Frank. Appreciate your support here at Smokin' Thunder. Have a good one and good luck.
Thank you, sir.
I think you're supposed to be up high.
Get ready to go green here. Got to get out of their heads. Timothy Watson, Brandon Costello. Here we go. Back to green, folks. Swanson, Honeycutt, Dirk. Everybody in the mix. Vissel, Ranger. Let's keep our eye glued on the driver we just interviewed, that number 17. And the number 73, or number 17 on the racetrack, number 73 badged on the timing tower for Animal Racing. Holy smokes, look at the 4-wide debacle going on up ahead. Just when I thought things were settling down with a restart, with 17 laps left to go, it's becoming a bit more chaotic. Kibbe and the Sea Bears up into third. The 43, the old man Dirk, in the 171, Bren Castole. Trying to get things done for the K&N badged car. Colin Swanson and the Sea Bears back down into 6th position and trying to cut their jib just right for tonight's race. Kibbe and Ashley give each other enough room for racing, and it will be the 54 that gets the advantageous position there. Baumeister in the background, dukes it out with Anthony Bissell, the number 99. What about Jesse Fox in the Misfits? We didn't get a chance to talk to him. Number 57, running 11 positions down, unfortunately. Pass for the lead there as Watson and Biddy duke it out. They haven't left the front row the entire race. At least Watson hasn't. Caution called, caution called. As a few drivers go off the track, it will be Scott Dross that goes off first. Let's see what happens here. You can see the coming together about to occur between the 42, the 117, and hopefully not our good friend Ranger. Oh no, Bissell gets collected. The 42 gets collected, and so does the 171. And that is going to be one way to enter pit road, Scott Drost. It will be the fastest, but it won't be the most efficient, as now insult to injury, he gets hit with a black flag penalty. I thought Paul Dirk was considering coming down pit road, but decides no. Let's go back and talk to the old man. Back to check in with my favorite goats of all time. How are you guys
How's it
running
going?
so far? Is this where you want to be, Paul?
I think so. I think so. I'm on even ground with everybody as far as tires go now, so I think I'm good.
I mean, I must say, strategy well executed. I mean, you called that one pitch perfect. Yes, you were a cork in the bottle for a few laps, but you managed to stave them off. How'd you manage to do it?
I'm usually pretty good on my tires, and that helped me. I was just trying to back the corners up and make them last as long as I could, and it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out to say the least. Back up into the top three, Paul. Let's see what you can do going into the final stretch. Anybody you want to shout out and thank this time around?
Like to give a shout out to this huge crowd watching from the stands. Beautiful day, you know. Hope they brought their pets, and let's go give them a good finish.
Absolutely. And if you don't mind, we'll go check in before we get lined up 2 by 2. I think we have time to check in with Mr. Ouellette, and he's going to be in that number 80. Now up 4 positions, and I think we've got something better to talk about than previous Mark Ouellette. Oh, Cody Baumeister, excuse me. I'm getting my drivers mixed up. I'm looking for the 88. Cody.
Cody's in here.
How are you doing, Cody? And at one point, you were up at the front of the race, too, and talk to us about that.
I just been getting into every wreck that's been out there for some reason. Trying to keep my nose clean, and I mean, I got a fast car.
Yes, you
Just
do.
can't show it.
No, you have it out there, and hopefully you result in a top 10. Before we go green, anybody you want to shout out or thank, Cody?
I'm teammate Paul, you for doing this, and Biddy and all them for getting this league going. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Shout out to Smokin Thunder and all the admins behind the scenes, but most importantly, without the drivers, we wouldn't be here. So thank you guys. Appreciate you.
bet.
Have a
Thanks,
good
man.
night, brothers.
You too.
And that's going to be Cody Baumeister. I apologize for getting the name mixed up. I was looking at one driver, thinking about another. It's like when you're with your girlfriend and you think about your ex. You never do that. You never do that, right, boys and girls? Apologies. My apologies. My apologies. Here we go, back to green. Timothy Watson, Brandon Biddy, the drivers who have been duking out for the past 20 or so laps. Let's see what can be done. Into the restart zone, Biddy gets left behind, but Paul Dirk is the one that gets the leapfrog on Biddy. The 54 gets left behind in that high groove. The 22 of Colin Swanson and Chad Ashley are carrying their momentum on the low side. Just 9 laps left to go. And it's going to be a mad dash. Everybody pretty much on equal footing. Everybody coming in on lap 60 except for Kibby, who came in on lap 70. So a little bit of a stretch for Kibby to catch up to the rest of the field. Biddy now trying to do his darndest to stay in front of Paul Dirk and the Goats. Right now, there's a big look. That'll be Chad Ashley making a dive bomb on Colin Swanson. Swanson gives him enough respect, but not on exit. It's going to be door-to-door paint rubbing between the two drivers. What a race this has been, with just a minimal amount of cautions to litter the field, but I think the perfect amount to just give us the amount of pack racing that we've seen this evening. It may not have been perfect, folks, but it's just as perfect as it could be in Vegas. You win some, you lose some, right, folks? At least we didn't get cleaned out by the house. Here comes Kibby backing up through the field. He's still down 3 positions, but on the fresh tires by 10 laps. What can he do with 6 to go? Cody Baumeister backs things up back into 15th position from the number 88 right now as he tries to do things that are unheard of. He was up 4 positions before we started talking to him, but he trickles back down to a comfortable 15th. Brandon Biddy up here still trying to duke it out or have this conversation with Paul Dirk that we can work together and battle for the lead if you'd like, but I don't think Paul Dirk is listening very well. The hearing aids aren't in tonight, folks. Biddy can scream all he wants, but Dirk ain't having none of that. Get off my lawn, Dirk says. There's another old man joke in there somewhere. I just can't think of it yet, but we'll get to it somewhere before the end of the season. Paul Dirk, and trickles down to 4th place, now has to deal with the youngster of Colin Swanson and the Sea Bears. What it would be for Dirk to have a podium tonight, it would be a miracle, and I believe in them. Tim Watson up in front of Biddy by 0.3 of a second. 4 to go. Can anything be done by Biddy? Chad Ashley goes for a move down on Paul Dirk, and Dirk can't defend that one. Back. Down across the stripe, the 54 of Ashley goes low, loses a position to Kassler at the end of it. Here comes the 13, chugga-lugga-lugging his way up front as well. Colin Swanson in the Sea Bears. Paul Dirk locked in arms. 2 to go. Here we go. Tim Watson in the lead right now, but the battle still remains back here. Plenty of drivers duking it out for the points in the chase. Timothy Watson gonna take the white flag here from Barney the flag man. Coming around the turn 2 for the final time. Coming in through turn 4. On exit. It's going to be drivers banging across the line, but Tim Watson takes the win. Brandon Biddy in 2nd, Colin Swanson in 3rd, Paul Dirk in 4th, Kibby in 5th, Kassler in 6th, Cody Deek, Chad Ashley, Tanner Honeycutt, and Jesse Fox round out the top 10. Go ahead and enjoy the victory, Mr. Watson, and burn it down, my friend. Let's take a look at those results, shall we? It was Tim Watson with the win after 59 laps. Brandon Biddy not too far back at the end of the day, and Colin Swanson from the Sea Bears getting a podium. Then it was Paul Dirk in 4th, Jonathan Kibbe in 5th, Cody Kassler in 6th, Cody Deek in 7th, Chad Ashley, Tanner Honeycutt, Jesse Fox, Jordan Kibbe, Mark Ouellette, Frank Ranger, Dwayne Pierce, Cody Baumeister, Anthony Bissell, Brandon Castole, Trevor Banks, Scott Dross, Shane Hatfield, rounding out the top 21. And I'm not seeing anybody come over to the broadcast booth. Oh, there comes Biddy. Here comes Biddy. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. We'll first talk to Brandon Biddy as we wait for a few others to trickle in. Colin Swanson being in 3rd place. But first, we'll catch up with a very beautiful and pretty livery and a wonderful tribute, I must say, Brandon Biddy. Do you want to give a couple mentions about that?
Yeah, I live about 3 hours away from Sevierville, Tennessee. I live in Georgia, North Georgia, and we go. That's like mine and my wife's favorite place to go is up there. So it's all dolly everything up there. Sorry if you hear my kids screaming; they're having fun in the background because we are actually going tomorrow. We go like all the time, and so we were actually planning on going this week, and then she passed away. So I had a completely different car I was going to run. And then so last night I decided to do a tribute car to her. I think.
Oh,
sorry, I think I went out.
are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what the thing I heard is. It just went out. But anyways, I did a tribute to her because she reached more than just music. She's it's tributes worldwide for her, and yeah, she had a great life, and I just thought. For some reason, I like running pink cars. I think they stand out. It's not the first time I've run. And so I thought, you know what? I will do a scheme in honor of her. And I don't know if the wheels came through. They kept showing chrome wheels.
No, they came through. They came through.
Oh, they did? Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And
that's awesome.
One of the things I think a lot of people may overlook about Dolly Parton is, yes, her fame unfortunately overshadowed her philanthropy, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And what a shame that was, that in her obituary it wasn't one of the first things that was mentioned. Not to get political on the broadcast or nothing, but it does. She was a powerful woman that made so many impactful changes to her direct community, and I think that's what everybody should remember her for, right? That's why I brought it up, Biddy. Give my own anecdote about her, but talk to us about your race and your race to the chase.
Yeah, had a pretty good race there. Luckily, we ran a practice race last night, and I discovered that it was easy to burn the tires up, so I tried not to do that. But yeah, I tried to catch the 26 there. He was breaking the draft and all that good stuff, but I was just afraid I was going to hit the wall. And on the last lap, I did hit the wall because I was just, wide open. I wasn't going to lift it. But yeah, I'll take second place and some stage points tonight. And it's the first good run. I've circled this race and next week on the calendar as potential races I could win. And I was hoping I'd get the win tonight, but it'll be all right. I'll take second place. And then next week is my favorite track. And so I'm hoping I can get the win there and just keep getting those top threes and bring home a trophy.
Yeah. I mean, hard fought battle at the front is just putting it lightly. I mean, it was brutal out there. Watson, you, Swanson, Paul was in the mix. Kibby was up there. I don't know what the heck he was doing up there, but he was fighting for a win too. It was hectic, but able to come out on top. But either way, who would you like to shout out, thank, or tribute this podium to, Brandon?
Yeah, definitely to Dolly and everything she's done, and to my wife and kids for putting up with me doing this, and then for everyone here at Smokin' Thunder. But yeah, I got to go pack my bags and stuff because they are ready to go, and I'm still sitting here in my seat.
Sorry to keep you, Brandon Biddy. Enjoy your evening and enjoy your vacation with your family. Take care, my friend.
All right, buddy. You too. Thanks.
Bye-bye. And I see none else in the broadcast booth waiting to go, folks. So with that being said, I want to extend my gratitude again to the Smokin' Thunder admins and the community. And of course, our title sponsor, Biddy's Premium Coatings, for everything that they do behind the scenes and bringing us all the live action and coverage here at Smokin' Thunder Arca Rookie Series. Thank you very much. On behalf of DSRN, have a wonderful night, but most importantly, make sure you stay safe out there. Goodbye for now.